You look in the mirror in the morning light, and for a brief second, you have to blink hard because the reflection seems just a little bit hazy. You rub your eyes thinking it is just sleepiness, but deep down, a quiet worry starts to whisper in your mind. You wonder if this is just what getting older looks like. You wonder if the world is slowly going to lose its sharpness and its color until you are struggling to read the morning paper or recognize a face across the room. It is a terrifying thought because your vision is your independence. It is how you drive, how you cook, and how you see the people you love. But what if I told you that the foggy future is not inevitable? What if the very first thing you do in the morning could be the switch that lights up your vision and protects your retinas from aging? Most seniors eat breakfast to feel full or simply out of habit. You might grab toast or a bowl of cereal just to get the day started. But very few of us eat breakfast specifically to protect our eyes. If you are over 60, the first meal of the day can either feed your retinal health and sharpen your sight, or it can accelerate eye aging and leave your vision vulnerable. Today, we are going to change the way you look at your morning plate. We are going to explore 5 specific breakfast foods that are genuinely eye supportive and backed by science. These are not rare or expensive ingredients. They are things you can find in your local store, but when you combine them correctly, they become powerful medicine for your eyes. And stay with me because later we are going to expose the one healthy breakfast trap that so many seniors fall into. It is a food that you probably think is good for you, but it might be quietly rusting your vision from the inside out. Before we jump in, if you care about staying healthy and keeping your independence as you age, consider subscribing to our channel and turning on notifications. We share the kind of senior health tips that doctors often overlook, and we want you to be part of this journey with us. And let me ask you a quick question. I am always fascinated by how far our community reaches. Are you watching from the United States, the UK, Canada, Australia, or somewhere else entirely? Drop a comment below with where you are from. I love seeing how connected we all are in this goal of aging well. Now, before we put food on the plate, we need to understand what is actually happening inside your eyes. Your retina is an incredibly delicate tissue at the back of your eye. Think of it like the film in an old-fashioned camera. If the film is damaged, it does not matter how good the lens is, the picture will always be blurry. As we age, 2 major enemies attack this film. The first is oxidation. Imagine leaving a bicycle out in the rain. Over time, it rusts. That is essentially what happens to our cells when they are exposed to sunlight and blue light and oxygen over decades. We call this oxidative stress. The second enemy is poor microcirculation. Your eyes have some of the tiniest blood vessels in your entire body. They are microscopic pipes delivering nutrients to your retina. As we get older, these pipes can get clogged or brittle, meaning your eyes starve for oxygen. The foods we are about to discuss are chosen specifically because they fight these 2 enemies. They stop the rust and they open up the pipes. The first food on our list is nature's multivitamin for the eyes, and that is eggs, specifically the yolks. I know what you might be thinking. For years, we were told to limit eggs because of cholesterol, but science has moved on, and when it comes to your eyes, the yolk is liquid gold. The yolk contains 2 very specific nutrients called lutein and zeaxanthin. I want you to think of these 2 nutrients as internal sunglasses. When you eat them, they travel directly to your retina and they deposit themselves right in the macula, which is the center of your vision. Once they are there, they actually absorb harmful blue light from the sun and screens before it can damage your cells. It is like applying sunscreen to the inside of your eye. But here is the secret that most people miss. You cannot just take a supplement and expect the same results. These nutrients are fat soluble. That means your body cannot absorb them unless they are eaten with fat. That is why nature put them in the egg yolk, which is full of healthy fats. If you throw away the yolk and just eat egg whites, you are throwing away the medicine. There was a fascinating study where participants ate just 1 egg a day for 5 weeks, and their lutein levels increased by 26%, and their zeaxanthin levels increased by 38%. That is a massive boost in protection just from eating breakfast. Imagine a friend of ours named Robert. Robert started noticing he had trouble with glare when driving at night. The headlights of oncoming cars would blind him for seconds at a time. He started incorporating 2 eggs into his breakfast every morning. It was not an overnight miracle, but after a few months, he told me that the halo effect around streetlights had diminished, his eyes recovered faster. That is the power of building up that pigment density in your retina. So how should you eat them? Soft boiled or poached is best because cooking the yolk too hard can damage some of the nutrients. Try having 2 soft boiled eggs with a pinch of salt and pepper. It is simple, it is delicious, and it is the foundation of your eye protection plan. Now, eggs are powerful, but they need a partner, which brings us to the second food on our list, cooked dark leafy greens like spinach or kale. You might be used to having a salad for lunch, but we need to bring these greens to the breakfast table. Spinach and kale are also loaded with lutein, but they offer something else. They are packed with nitrates. No, not the bad kind found in processed meats, but natural plant nitrates. When you chew these greens, your body converts these nitrates into nitric oxide. Let me explain why nitric oxide matters for your eyes. Remember those tiny microscopic blood vessels we talked about? Nitric oxide is a signaling molecule that tells those blood vessels to relax and widen. It literally opens up the highways so that blood can flow freely to your retina, delivering oxygen and flushing out waste products. If you have ever felt like your vision fluctuates throughout the day, or if your eyes feel tired and heavy by the afternoon, it could be a sign of poor circulation. Here is the catch though. You need to cook the greens. Raw spinach contains oxalic acid, which can block the absorption of minerals like calcium and iron. Plus, the sheer volume of raw greens you would need to eat to get the benefit is huge. When you steam or saute spinach, it wilts down so you can eat a cup of it easily without feeling like a grazing cow. Think of it this way. Eating raw spinach is like trying to put gas in a car with the cap still on. You get some in, but it is a struggle. Cooking, it takes the cap off. Try this for a simple upgrade. While your eggs are boiling, throw a handful of spinach into a pan with a little olive oil. Saute it for just 2 minutes until it is soft. Serve the eggs right on top of the greens. The runny yolk acts as a dressing for the spinach, and the fat from the egg helps you absorb the nutrients from the greens. It is a perfect chemical synergy. You are building internal sunglasses and opening the blood vessels at the same time. Let us move on to number 3. This one adds a burst of sweetness, and it is crucial for night vision. We are talking about deep purple or blueberries, specifically blueberries or bilberries. During World War II, British pilots were said to eat bilberry jam before night flights because they believed it helped them spot enemy planes in the dark. While the stories might be a bit exaggerated, the science behind it is real. These dark berries contain anthocyanins. This is the pigment that gives them their deep blue or purple color. Anthocyanins are incredibly powerful antioxidants. They specialize in strengthening the capillaries in the eye. Think of your capillaries like old garden hoses. Over time, they can get leaky or weak. In the eye, leaky vessels are a disaster. They cloud your vision. Anthocyanins help patch up the holes in the hose, keeping the walls strong and flexible. They also help the retina regenerate a protein called rhodopsin. Rhodopsin is what allows your eye to adapt from bright light to darkness. If you find yourself standing in a dark room waiting forever for your eyes to adjust, or if stepping out of a movie theater into the sun hurts your eyes, berries can help speed up that transition. I know fresh berries can be expensive depending on the season. The good news is that frozen berries are often even better. They are picked at the peak of ripeness and flash frozen, locking in the nutrients. Plus, they are usually cheaper. You can keep a bag of wild blueberries in your freezer. Every morning, take a small handful. You can thaw them in a little warm water or just stir them into yogurt. Imagine the color bleeding out into the bowl, turning everything purple. That purple color is the medicine, that is the antioxidant power visually spreading through your food and soon through your body. Now, number 4 is something that addresses a very common and irritating problem for people over 60, dry eyes. How many of you wake up with eyes that feel gritty or scratchy, like there is sand in them? You blink and blink, but you just cannot get enough moisture. This is often due to a lack of quality oils in our diet. That is why our 4th food is fatty fish like smoked salmon or mackerel. If fish for breakfast sounds strange, stay with me. In many cultures like Japan, fish is a standard breakfast item, and they have some of the lowest rates of age-related eye disease in the world. The magic ingredient here is omega-3 fatty acids, specifically DHA. DHA is a structural component of your retina. Your retina has the highest concentration of DHA of any part of your body. If you do not eat enough of it, your body cannot maintain the structure of your eye cells. But omega-3s do something else too. They improve the quality of the oil in your tears. Your tears are not just water. They have an oil layer that prevents the water from evaporating. If you lack omega-3s, that oil layer becomes too thin and your tears evaporate instantly, leaving your eyes dry and exposed. Adding a slice of smoked salmon to your plate is an easy way to get this. It requires no cooking. You just take it out of the package. If you absolutely cannot stomach fish in the morning, or if you are vegetarian, walnuts are a fantastic alternative. They contain a plant-based omega-3 called ALA. While it is not quite as potent as the fish oil, it is still highly beneficial. A handful of walnuts adds a nice crunch to your breakfast. Imagine your tears becoming thicker and more protective, coating your eye in a soothing layer of moisture so that every blink feels smooth and effortless. That is what healthy fats can do for you. We are down to number 5, and this one brings a vibrant splash of color to your plate. Orange vegetables, specifically sweet potatoes or even pumpkin. You might think of these as dinner foods, but they make an excellent addition to breakfast. The orange color comes from beta carotene. Your body's smart. It takes beta carotene and converts it into vitamin A. And vitamin A is absolutely essential for your cornea, the clear front surface of your eye. A deficiency in vitamin A is the leading cause of preventable blindness worldwide. But here is why I love sweet potatoes for seniors. They are a complex carbohydrate. Unlike white bread, which gives you a sugar spike and crash, sweet potatoes release energy slowly. This is vital for your eyes because the lens of your eye is very sensitive to blood sugar fluctuations. When your blood sugar spikes, the lens can actually swell, changing your prescription and making things blurry. By choosing a slow-burning carb like sweet potato, you keep your vision stable. You can roast a batch of sweet potato cubes at the start of the week. In the morning, just toss a few cubes into the pan with your spinach and eggs. They add a lovely sweetness that balances the savory greens. It makes the meal feel hearty and comforting. Picture looking at your plate. You have the yellow yolks, the green spinach, the blueberries, and the orange sweet potato. It looks like a rainbow. And that is a good rule of thumb. If your breakfast is beige, it is probably aging you. If it is colorful, it is protecting you. If you are finding these tips useful so far, please give this video a thumbs up. It really helps spread the word to other seniors who might be struggling with their vision and wondering what to do. And if you have not yet, do subscribe for more little-known health insights. We are just getting started on this list, and I want to make sure you do not miss what is coming next. Now, we have built this beautiful eye protector plate, but we need to talk about the elephant in the room, the healthy breakfast trap. I mentioned earlier that there is one food many seniors eat thinking it is good for them, but it could be hurting their eyes. That food is instant oatmeal or sweetened cereals. For years, we have been told that oatmeal is heart healthy. And while steel-cut oats can be good, those packets of instant oatmeal are often loaded with sugar and highly processed flour. Here is the problem. When you eat a bowl of instant oatmeal, especially with brown sugar and raisins, your blood sugar skyrockets. This triggers a massive release of insulin. High levels of insulin and blood sugar cause inflammation in the blood vessels. Remember those tiny, delicate vessels in your retina. They are the first to suffer. High blood sugar causes the walls of these vessels to weaken and leak fluid or bleed. This is the basis of diabetic retinopathy, but it happens on a smaller scale to anyone who chronically spikes their blood sugar. It is a silent damage. You do not feel it happening. You eat the sweet cereal, you feel a burst of energy, and then you crash. But inside your eyes, those capillaries are straining under the pressure. Over time, this inflammation creates scar tissue and clouds your vision. It is the exact opposite of what we want. We want calm, steady energy. So does this mean you can never have oatmeal again? No, but you have to upgrade it. Switch from instant oats to steel-cut oats, which take longer to digest. And instead of sweetening it with sugar, rely on the berries we talked about earlier. Add those walnuts for fat to slow down the sugar absorption. But honestly, if you are serious about your eyes shifting to a savory breakfast, like the egg and spinach combination we discussed is far superior. It keeps your insulin low and your nutrient intake high. Let us put this all together into a practical routine. You do not have to do all of this perfectly tomorrow morning. Start small. Maybe tomorrow you just swap your toast for 2 eggs. The next day you add the spinach. By the weekend, maybe you treat yourself to some smoked salmon. A great senior-friendly breakfast plate looks like this: 2 soft-boiled or poached eggs sitting on a bed of sautéed spinach, a small side of roasted sweet potato cubes, and a little bowl of blueberries for dessert. This meal covers everything. You have the lutein and zeaxanthin for the internal sunglasses. You have the nitrates to open blood vessels. You have the beta-carotene for the cornea. You have the anthocyanins for night vision. And you have the healthy fats for dry eyes. Plus, it is delicious. It keeps you full for hours, so you are not hunting for snacks by 10 in the morning. It might feel a bit unsettling to learn that your usual toast and jam might have been contributing to your vision issues. But remember, knowledge is power. Now that you know, you can make simple changes to protect your health. You do not need to overhaul everything overnight. Even cutting down on the sugar and adding 1 egg a day can spare your eyes a lot of stress. You might start to notice less stiffness in the mornings and more clarity when you look out the window. Imagine walking down your front steps with confidence because you can see the edge of each step clearly. Imagine reading a menu in a dimly lit restaurant without having to pull out your phone flashlight. That is the difference these small tweaks can make over time. So, to recap, avoid the sugar spikes from instant oats and pastries that damage your blood vessels. Embrace the eggs for their protective pigments. Cook your greens to unlock their circulation boosting power. Eat berries to strengthen your capillaries. And do not fear the healthy fats in fish and nuts, which keep your eyes moist and comfortable. It is all about giving your body what it needs and avoiding the sneaky things that cause harm. Remember, your body is always trying to heal and strengthen itself. All we have to do is give it the right fuel and care. Growing older might be inevitable, but growing weaker or losing your sight does not have to be. With the right habits, you can stay strong, mobile, and independent. Your eyes are your window to the world, and they deserve the best start to the day you can give them. I know getting older is hard. The aches, the fear of losing mobility, the worry about vision fading, it can be scary and discouraging. But you are not alone in this, and it is not too late to turn things around. Every small step you take, every better food you choose, every good habit you build is strengthening your vision and your future freedom. One meal, one step at a time, you are taking charge of your health. Now, I would love to hear from you. Which of these foods surprised you the most? Did you know about the connection between kale and blood flow, or was the egg yolk fact new to you? Share your thoughts or any questions in the comments below. I read every single one, and we all learn from each other. What change are you going to make after watching this? Let us know in the comments. Your plan might inspire someone else here. If this video helped you or opened your eyes even a little, please hit the like button. It means a lot. And do not forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss out on important health insights that could improve your life. We have plenty more science-backed tips for thriving in your golden years. Subscribe because your health and your independence are worth fighting for. Stay strong, stay healthy, and remember, your independence starts with how you see the world. So protect that vision